Hello. Let me check. Hello, hello. Let me check. Our live is doing well. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, good, good.
Hello.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy New Year. I'm gonna going live in Instagram now. All right, looks good. Looks good. Hello, hello. This is Eddie from Gogo Hanguk. Oh, okay, hello. All right, as always, I'm live streaming in YouTube and Instagram here. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. I accidentally kind of turned on the YouTube live streaming, so I just turn on the Instagram live. Why not? Thank you for joining. Quite a lot of people joined. Hello. Happy New Year. This is January 13th of 2022. Finally, 2022. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. Time flies. So, my name is Eddy from Gogo Hanguk. I'm a country manager. Hello. Hello. Hola. New Year, so why don't we give you some brief, like summarized information about how to study Korean in Korea in 2022. So I normally like turn on the live streaming the last week of the each month, but this time why don't we why don't I give you some like summarized information to study Korean in Korea in 2022. So that's why I turn on the live streaming a little bit early than usual. So thank you so much for joining our my live streaming. Once again, this is Eddie from Gogo Hanguk, and here is like Instagram, and here is the YouTube live streaming. So you can just go, either of the our SNS. So thank you so much for joining today. And once again, this is live Q&A. So if you have any questions about how to study Korean in Korea, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can always email us at info@gogohanguk.com, or the best way is always to send us the contact form. Where is the contact form? Is in our website, or if you can see our bio in Instagram or other SNS, there will be some special link so that you can click it. There are menus like to our contact, sending our contact form, or question about the study trip, or what else? The online courses for online course in English in Italian. So you can just select it and then send us the email. We will get back to you within 3 business days. For today, I want to start by saying what we have been done, last year and since 2016. So Gogo Hanguk is helping you guys to come to Korea to study Korean in Korea since 2016, and it has been over like 5 or 6 years now, and we have been helping many people from all around the world. Of course, not every countries yet, but many countries are helping them to come to Korea to study Korean in Korea. Last year we helped almost like 500 people, and overall I would say 1,200-ish since 2016. So that's what we have been done, and our service is free. free means you don't have to pay us anything for our service, but of course you need to pay for your tuition or your flight, your accommodation. So asking us is free, you know, which is beauty of our service. And then if you and then we are providing service in like English, Italian, Spanish, and French. So if you from those country, then we will help you in your mother tongue. Of course, we want to expand more language. We want to provide more language service in the future. So hopefully, we do expand our service to another language in another language and also another country because, like I said, we cannot cover all the countries in all on Earth. So hopefully, we can expand it uh, soon. Okay. So once again, if you have any question about the study Korean in Korea or study in Korean, please leave a comment below. So I'm gonna go through it and then answer you as much as I can. In the meantime, like I said, if I miss your question, then feel free to send us email or contact form by info@gogohanguk.com, or there are special link in our bio. So I'm very excited because there are many people, 50, 48, 50, 50 something people in our social media, which is also good. Okay, so let me go through some questions here first, and then I will give you some basic information about, studying Korean in Korea. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. And once again, this live streaming is almost like 30 minutes, 1 hour. So leave a comment below. I will go through from the beginning. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, my hand is not working today. What's the first question? First question is from the Copelia. If I'm going as an exchange student to a university, is it possible to plan my Korean lessons with you guys? That would be yes and no, because for the exchange student, you need to have something like classes, and our program is also from the university. So I don't know whether it will be matched in your exchange schedule, because our let me tell you about our Korean courses. So most of the Korean courses from starting from the 9 a.m. Finish at 1 p.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. Or of course, there are some school has a afternoon class, which is start like 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. ish, and then finish it like 5 or 6. So our Korean course is very intensive. So 4 hours of studying in one day. So if I'm not sure whether the schedule of your exchange program will match those hours. Or the last option would be we also do have like a private school called Lexis Korea. Lexis Korea has some more like freedom in terms of the class hours. Or there would be some like one-on-one classes, or there would be some like evening classes or weekend programs. So based on that, we can help you to set up your Korean courses. So just let us know based on send us your plan, and then based on that, we will tell you what kind of option you will have. Okay. Good. Uh, Another question from the Spider Knight 2077. I have hi. I have questions. I have a question. Do I have to learn Korean first before I study abroad there? That would be beneficial. There are many people starting from the like zero skills, but that's totally fine. But of course, it's better to have some kind of like basic skills for your surviving. So I normally like recommend you guys to study by yourself a little bit, and then come to Korea and study with the study at the school. You know, it's not mandatory, but of course, it will help you to survive in Korea. So better to study it beforehand. But of course, there are many people starting from the very beginning. Of course, when you start, the school have like level test. Okay, so if you study 3 months, if you study 6 months, or even more, more longer, there would be level test so that the school will assign you to the proper level. Okay, so studying Korean beforehand, beneficial. So I would recommend that. But of course, there are many people starting from like zero. Okay, all right. Good question, actually. Very good question. Another question from the Min SY. 안녕하세요. 제가 한국 가서 공부하고 싶은데 한국에서 살고 있는 친구랑 같이 살면 되나요? So what you say is that hello, I want to study Korean. I want to study in Korea, and can I live with my friend? Yes, you can. Of course, you can. Totally possible. And one thing during the quarantine, because still there are 10 days quarantine, that during the quarantine, you'll be less likely can stay. You can most likely not stay with the friend. So during the quarantine, you need to stay yourself, by yourself. So after the quarantine, that's totally possible to move into your friend's house. Good. And if you want to find the accommodation and having a hard time, we can also help you guys to find the accommodation. We do have some options like mini studio, dormitory, share house, homestay. There are several options. So let us know as well as your studying question, studying plan. We can help you find the accommodation as well. Uh, uh, Very good question and frequently asked question from the Siberia snow cloud. Is there a age limit for applying? Is there a limit of age for applying? So, like I said, our program mostly from the university. So when it comes to university program, there are minimum age 18 years old, and you should have at least high school certificate in order to apply for our program. If there is maximum age, that would be yes and no, because some school has some like age limit for here. But I would say like over 80%, they don't have like a maximum age limit. But there is like limit for the minimum. So minimum age for application is 18 years old, and you should have a high school degree. And then maximum, most of the university don't really have the maximum age limit, but a few schools have it. Good. Okay. Let me go. Let me check. Oh, oh. Let me see. Okay, so this will cover what I just answered you guys. So from the Daniela, what are the basic requirements to study in Korea? So once again, we do help you to study Korean in Korea. So when it comes to study Korean in Korea, the minimum requirement is like 18 years old and having a high school degrees. So that's the two minimum. And based on your preference, or based on your plan, there would be more documents. So when if you want to come to Korea with the student visa, then you should apply for more than 2 terms, which means like more than 6 months. And then there are more documentation from the school. So it's based on your plan, but minimum requirement is having a high school degrees and over 18 years old. Good. Age requirement, I just answered it. Okay, let me. I hope to come in December. Oh, yes. I mean, Korea has been accepting like a student from the overseas with no problem. Of course, some school, some country has like some special requirement, but we welcome all the foreigners so far. And then the timing is also very important because nowadays one of the updates from me would be now we are still accepting the March 2022 students. So if you want to come this March, please let us know right now so that we can help you to go to the school in the March of 2022. If you want to come to December, I want you to, I guess December of this year, then I want you to still like contact us right now because there are many like process based on your plan. Like I said, documentation, find the accommodation, quarantine. Uh, in the future, hopefully there wouldn't be quarantine, but for now there would be some quarantine as well as finding like flight ticket, etc., etc. So these days still like need more time, and especially in this pandemic. I've seen many people saying that our university cannot issue this and that in your country, this and that because of the COVID. I cannot get these documents because some building is like closed. So I want you to at least contact us 6 months ahead. 6 months ahead. So if you want to come in this December, then still I want you to contact us right now. Okay. So timing is very important as well. And once again, our service is free. Like I said, asking us is free. Uh, Another question from the Hindi, or you can help us to find another subject in Korea. I mean, like not Korean language. So in that sense, we do have some special program called the visiting program. So visiting program is same as like exactly same as exchange program, except the fact that you pay for your tuition to the Hanyang University. Okay, so I want you to go through our website, and there are visiting program, university and visiting program. So visiting program, in visiting program, you can select, you can study another like subject, you know, based on your major or based on your like preference. And the visiting program, in order to join the visiting program, only one, you should be in the university or college, which is also exactly same as the exchange program, exchange student. So that would be your option. So uh, have a look. I answered age limit. I answered it. Okay, good, good. Uh, Another question from to Korean universities accept intellectual disability student on title of high school or professional education. So first of all, mm, I'm not sure I'm totally follow your question. Can you ask that? So first of all, if you are disabled, then you need to tell us like what kind of like disability you have, and based on that, I can tell you. So that's what I can tell you. I think from the four Chiang Chiang Pil. I answered the another question from the 219995 Del ST ET. After I turn in my applications, how long until I find out if I got accepted? So let's say, so let me give you like a brief application process. So like I said, asking us at least 6 months ahead, but of course, like I said, you can ask us right now for the even the March 2020 term. So let's say, for example, if you contact us like 6 months ahead, so there would be some back and forth with our coordinator. And then if you, let's say, for example, uh, for March application of this year, or let's make it like a June application of this year, the application date is around, let's say, for the June is around March or April. So we provide your documents to the university in March or June for June term applications. So 1 month, 1.5 months. So we hand it in to university, and university check if everything is okay and get back to us very soon actually. Let's say 1 or 2 weeks. So you will be accepted. And if there is some missing documents, there would be some another requirement or another request from the university. But to answer your question about the, if you are accepted or not, it will take about 1 week or sometimes less than that. Minimum, I would say like average 1 week. Okay, and then after that, school will issue the invoice to you and you pay for it, and then school will make the visa letter. You got the visa letter, apply for visa, and then come to Korea. Good. That's like a basic, very simple, like a process, application process. Sorry. Another question from Daniela. After study in Korea, do students receive a certificate or diploma? So the school will issue the certificate with the, how what kind of level you complete. So after the course, there will be certificate. Good. Very good questions. Will be there programs for 2023? Yes, I think so. 99%. You know, in terms of our Korean program, there are 4 terms in a year. So March, June, September, and December. So there are 4 terms. So in a year, there you will have like 4 chances. Okay. So like I said, if you want to come to March, I want you to contact us and send us everything right now. If you want to come June, the application is like a March or April, but still, I want you to contact us as soon as possible. And September and December as well. Okay, so for sure, 99% sure there will be programs in 2023. Another question from the Sean. Sean, I have been studying Japanese, but I'm very interested in learning Korean too. Do you recommend I wait before I start Korean, or is it okay to learn both at the same time? Um, it's more like a preference. One thing I can say would be the language system, Japanese and Korean is pretty similar. But of course, both languages, when you study more, you will feel like both languages are quite different except the fact that the language system is pretty similar. What I'm saying about the language system is unlike English, Korean and Japanese. I would say like subject, verb, and object. Am I correct? let me let me see. Oh no, subject, object, and verb. Unlike English. So that system would be pretty similar in between the Korean and Japanese. But when it comes to like vocabulary, writing system, pronunciation, all the things are different. So if you have passion for both language, of course, studying both language at the same time is also okay. But I would say you need to spend a lot of time for even each languages. So I don't know. It's totally for your preference. So if you have a lot of time, then yes, it's possible. But if not, I want you to focus on one language and move on to another. Okay, that would be my recommendation. Another question from the LMXSKI. I'm having a hard time to speak English these days. Can we do all levels of Korean in 6 months? Or do we need to study in Korean for at least 18 months to finish learning the language? Oh, that's a huge question. So I will give you the language system in level system in language program. So language program is start from the level one, mostly level one, and finish level six, as you mentioned, level six. So each level will take about 3 months. 3 months, we normally say one term. So when it comes to all levels, if you start from the level one, it will take, technically, it will take like 18 months. But if you start from the like level three, level four, based on that, each level, like I said, 3 months, taking 3 months. So based on your level, you will see how many months you need to study in order to complete the level system. But completing the level system in the university doesn't mean that you master the language or you finish learning the language. Okay, so after that, there would be still like many studying or using the language. So that would be yes and no. But you're right about the completing all level from the level 1 to 6 will take like 18 months. Each level, one term is 3 months. Sixth level, 3 months, 18 months, 18 months. Okay, so technically you're right about the length. All right. Another question from the Angela. I will go in February with the Gogo Hanguk. The level test would be sent or we have to do it there. So most of the level these days, most of the level test is done by online. So based on your school, if you already asked us, then we will give you information how to do the level test. Okay, thank you for your question. Okay, I start a little bit early today, so it's only August, no, not August, 8/21. Another question from the CCOLE. Hello, sorry if I disturb you. Not at all, but by any chance, do you know how to find the conversion tables of Korean university credit with the Italian or US ones? I don't think so. Sorry about it. I don't have the information yet. Information. Mm, Conversion table for credit. The you what you need to do is that, because you need to think about two things. First of all, the most important thing is that, let's say for example, you get the credit from the Korea, and then the credit will be applied in your university in Italy or US. Is another story. So what I recommend you would be, I don't know whether you already got the credit or not, but you need to contact your school and then asking them like if this credit from this university can be accepted. That's the first question you need to ask. And second thing, if they say yes, then you need to provide the paper to the university, saying that this is what I got from the Korea, and this subject will be applied to your university in Italian or US. Okay, so there is, I would say there will be two steps in order to know that. But for me, I don't really have the conversion tables, so sorry about it. Okay, another question from the 21995. How long do email responses usually take? I usually get a response once in a day. That's not bad actually, because our company rule is to reply to you guys within 3 business days. 3 business days. Okay, so of course there are based on sometimes we do also late, being late in terms of the reply, but most of the time we try to answer you guys within 3 business days. Okay, thanks for asking. 네, 라이브 좀 일찍 했어요 오늘. 네. I always turn on live streaming at 8 or 8:1, 8:2, but today I turn on a little bit early, kind of accidentally. Yasti has been helping me a lot, but okay, helping me, but responses have been slow. Okay, I mean, once again, we try to, of course, reply you as fast as possible, but once in a day is not bad actually. Sorry about it, but still we will improve our speed more. So thank you for your feedback. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you as well. Okay, a lot of good questions. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Another question from the VMINISES. Fin. What are the best professions for foreigners in Korea? Thank you. That's something I cannot answer, but what I see is that most of the foreign people in Korea, they do normally like teaching English in Korea. So that's the uh, in terms of the number, that's the like highest number I would say. And other than that, there are also like international company or yeah, that's what I can tell. So I, it's very hard for me to say what is the best profession, but based on your mm, education background or experiences, there are also options to teach English in Korean as well as there are some international company. Okay, sorry. All right. Another question from the Michelle. Is there any scholarship programs to learn Korean in Korea? Yes, I think so. There are, government programs, but we cannot also answer that question. Sorry. So you need to find the information by yourself. But still, there are government program to support you financially. Okay. Another question from the Shaila Jamora. Do you have a do you have to be at a certain level or is it also for complete beginners? So as I said before, the level system is starting from level system starts from the level 1 to level 6, level 1 being the very beginner. So you don't have to be like a certain level in order to study Korean. You can just start from the level 1. But of course, like I said, to have like better life in Korea, always like studying in advance would be beneficial for your life, for your surviving. Like order food, how to order food, how to say hello, how to say, let's say, where is convenience store, where is the bathroom, those like small things. Okay, I answered that. I think I answered it. Oh, another good question. Can we get a student job while studying in Korea? So it's the one of the frequently asked questions. So about working as under the student visa. So there are certain criteria. So first of all, first 6 months with the student visa, you cannot work. You cannot work. But after the first 6 months, you can work. But there is also limited hours per week. So some based on your like skills, based on your like a score of the topic, the test of the Korean preference, uh, not preference, proficiency. So having a certain topic score, you can work up to 20 hours per week. Other than that, normally 10 hours, 15 hours. Okay, but of course there are also like paperwork in order to work under the student visa. So we can also guide you how to do that. But once again, the simple rule for working as a under the student visa, first 6 months you cannot work, but after the 6 months you can work with the limited hours per week. Okay, so you can work. From the Michelle, which university is the best to learn Korea? Best to learn Korea? Could you mention the three most popular university to learn Korean? Our universities. I mean, we do have like a partnership universities in like Seoul, Busan, and Daegu. So Dongguk University, Hanyang and Gonggu, Shilla, Yeongnam University. All schools are very well maintained. Well teaching, you know, program. But of course, it's totally based on your preference. Like I said, when you choose the university, there are many factors you need to consider. Location, price, and the reputation as well, and the city where the school is, and also what kind of like class time of the universities. So there are not just only the university name, but also they are very realistically you need to consider many things. So it's very hard for me to say which is the most popular ones among the many many universities in Korea. But yeah, my answer would be your preference. It's going to be based on your preference. Or by any chance, if you have somebody, let's say your friends like study this university, if the university is good for them, then most likely you would like the university. I don't know. Yeah, so that would be my answer. Okay. Oh, very good question from the Greek AIA. Do you have other program less than 6 months? Yes, yes. So the meaning of 6 months is whether you can get the student visa or not. So when it comes to applying for Korean program, you should apply for minimum 6 months in order to get the student visa. But of course, you can also study only one term, which is like 3 months. That's totally possible. Or if you want to study only a couple of weeks, then that's also possible. So Lexis Korea, our private school, will have like a weekly studying system. But when it comes to university, the minimum length of the study is 3 months. Okay, so yes, there are programs less than 6 months. Okay, but one thing that I also need to tell you is that like studying 3 months or studying less than 90 days, then you need to find out what kind of visa you can come to Korea. So you need to have certain visa in order to come to Korea. And like I said, studying over 6 months, school will give you like student visa. But less than 6 months, you need to find the visa by yourself. Or visiting just like a tourist visa, or you need to also look into KETA, KETA, which is pretty similar to what US does, the ETA program. So you need to search for the KETA, and then there is a bunch of the information how to apply uh, in order to come to Korea. And if your country is under the list, otherwise you need to apply for visitor visa. Okay. 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 Oh. Oh. Okay, another question from the Poison AV. What's the most affordable house option aside from the dorm? So, dormitory is relatively cheap, but also if you look for like cheap option or reasonable price, among our accommodation options, let's say, like I said, dormitory, shared house, mini studio, which call it Goshiwon, or shared homestay. So when it comes to the only price, uh, dormitory is kind of in the middle. If you want to find a cheaper option, mini studio would be one of the options, or some shared house, sharing with other people. Then there are also like a cheaper option for you as well. Okay, so uh, it's it's more likely based on the location of the even the mini studio, even the share house. Based on the location, there are cheaper option or expensive option. Okay, so it's very hard to say, but only considering price, mini studio would be a little bit cheaper than dormitory. So that would be my answer for the accommodation. Sorry. Another question from the Hishimi. Do the documents we have to email have to email all the same time? Do all of them to stay together? So when it comes when it comes to documentation, what you need to do first, of course, if you will, uh, if you speak to school directly, then you need to follow their options. But if when it comes to counseling with us using our service, in terms of the documentation, you need to send us everything in PDF, or nice picture, a PDF. We go through everything, and then the school might ask you to send the documents in paper to their office beforehand, or you need to submit the documents at the first day in at the school. So if you will use our service, you don't have to send like paper to us, just sending us the PDF, and then we will check everything electronically, and then send you, invoice and everything to you by email. Okay. Sorry. So that would be my answer. And you don't have to send everything at once. Let's say, for example, there are numbered 1 to 6 document, and if you complete 1 to 3, then still I want you to send us the 1 to 3 to us, not everything at once, because even among 1 to 3, want to check it like first if everything is okay. Other if not, we will tell you, oh, correct this on number 1, change this in number 2, etc., etc. So it will save you your time, you know. So I want you to, if you are using our service, you don't have to wait for gathering all the information, all the documents at once. Just sending us what you have right now, and then we can go through it fast, and then tell you what to fix. Okay. All right. Very good questions. Do you accept learners from the level 1? Yes, for sure. Yeah. Another question from LMX Ski. So I can start level 1 and 2 and go back to my country and again go back to study in Korea to continue level 3? No, 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 no. So let's say, for example, you registered, you booked 6 months at first, and then studying and you like it, right? Then you can extend it within Korea. So no need to leave, or no need to prepare all the documents on other again. So if you like it, you can extend your stay in Korea. Okay. I mean, technically, you can also apply for like 1 year from the beginning or extend it. So 6 months, like I said, 6 months is minimum requirement in order to apply for visa. Okay, so you need to leave Korea for another level, and then you can keep studying. And then the D4 one, the language student visa, is up to 2 years. So if you like it, you can stay Korea with that visa up to 2 years maximum. Okay, very good question actually. Okay. Oh, okay. I answered it from the Davina. Do we really need to have at least 10,000 US dollar for studying in Korea with the student visa, or 8,000 USD? Is it not okay? So the meaning of the 10,000 USD is is one of the requirement from our government. So when you apply for student visa, our government specifically asks you to provide 1,000 USD dollars in your bank, kind of right now. So that's why we keep saying that 10,000 US dollar is mandatory to have it. But of course, about the cost of living is totally bit depending on your spending habit in Korea. Okay. So meaning about 10,000 US dollar is to provide the documents in order to apply for visa. But when it comes to the cost of living, it's totally depending on your spending habit. When it comes to 8,000 US dollar for staying 6 months, I think it's good amount of the money. Okay, I answered the job part. Okay, good, good. How is the typical first day for a new student? I mean, each school would be slightly different, but uh, uh, I would say two different things. Like some schools do the online test on the first day and the orientation. And some school do the orientation or online test beforehand. But other than that, from the first day, you will have the class. Okay, the class is very intensive. You once again, class is very intensive. So you need to you will study 4 hours per day, 20 hours per week. So which is very intensive. Okay. So first day, either you will have like a level test or studying or orientation. Okay. Okay. Another question from YouTube. I was wondering why school certificate required an apostille. I always assumed that the school in Korea would verify your school certificate. I mean, it's also simple, as I said, from the bank statement, providing at least 10,000 US dollar in your bank account. You need to provide that because our government asks for it in order to apply, in order to issue the visa letter. Same same thing to the apostille on your documents, on your especially on your like education documents. It's because our government will ask for providing those letter apostille. So that's why. And being like apostille is the proof that your education in your country can be used in another country simply. So that's why there is no way not doing it because it's government requirement in order to issue the student visa. Or if you cannot do that, then you can just study uh, 3 months or less than 90 days with another visa. Okay, that's actually a very good question from the Garnet. Sorry. Mm, if I'm translator, if I'm translator student at the university, and I know to speak 4 languages that could help me to get accepted, uh, uh, no. My answer is no because being a translator or being able to speak 4 languages is not like a requirement for the Korean program. But of course, based on those like background, learning Korean would be very, very easier than other people having an advantage in terms of the language skills, lacking language or background. So that's not requirement. So it there is no advantage uh, getting accepted by having those background. But like I said, learning language for sure it will definitely help you to improve Korean skill fast. Okay. From the Lins Yei Nancy. If you are not native from USA or England, you can teach English. You need to master to teach in Korea. Example, if you from Spain, you only can teach Spanish with master. Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you for the information. From the ME. Oh, hope you are doing well, Eddie. Such a long time has passed already. Yes, how are you? Oh my God, time flies. We met like 2017 or 18, right? Time flies for sure. Happy New Year. No problem, Garnet. Do I need to study Korean before coming to Korea? Oh, I answered it already. Thank you for asking. So you don't have to Korean skill in order to study Korean or in order to get accepted from the program. But like I said, always it's better to have like surviving skills. Okay. As a foreigner, is it hard to get into the Sky University? No, I don't think being a foreigner doesn't mean that you cannot, go to Sky University. Sky means Seoul University, Seoul National, Korea, Korea University, Korea, and Yonsei University. But I mean, once again, being a foreigner, doesn't mean that you cannot go there. Of course, there are certain like numbers that they are looking for the in terms of accepting foreigners. So I would say there would be some number minimum, number maximum, but I don't think so. I will send the forming stuff to you if you want. Hmm? Yeah, ask us. Once again, this is Eddy from Google Hanguk. I'm live streaming in Instagram, YouTube here. Today is kind of summarized Q&A. If you have any question about how to study Korean in Korea in 2022, let me know. I will answer you right away. And of course, I some questions I cannot answer, like university program, scholarship program from our government, or other things. But I will try to my best to answer your question. In the meantime, if I miss yours, please let us know by email at info@gogohanguk.com, or if you see our bio in Instagram or another social media, there are special link to send us the contact form with your questions. Okay. 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 Good. Good. Gogo Hanguk help us to get a student job or not? No. Getting a job is very challenging, for the foreign people. In the meantime, for now, our service is only providing services in terms of helping you guys study Korean in Korea. And we do also have like online courses and also the visiting program, which is like exactly same as the exchange program. And also we will help you to find accommodation or other small things like SIM card, airport pickup, everything. But getting a job, not really. But of course, in the future, if we can get bigger, but of course, we will try to, go that part, go the service part, but not right now. Sorry about it. I'm waiting for the enrollment bill for Hanyang University. I'm very excited to go this spring. Thanks. No problem. No problem. Thank you for using our service. We try to do our best to support you guys. Of course, uh, yeah, we will do our best in 2022 as well. If I want to learn Korean just for until the topic 6, do I have to apply for university's undergraduate course too? Learn Korean just until um, no. Topic 6, like the test, is totally different from the undergraduate course. The program that we offer is different from the undergraduate. So Korean program, undergraduate program is totally different one. So when it comes to what we have, is like this is the Korean program. Undergraduate is like totally different, program. So in order to improve your Korean skill, you need to go through this our program to reach topic level 6. But you don't have to apply for university program. In the meantime, you don't have to apply for our program because topic level 6 is just test. So you can also reach that level by studying yourself. Okay. so you don't have to. How many students are there? A very good question. Actually. Sure. So from the Sophie, how many students are there typically in the beginner level? And how proficient are your beginner students typically after the 3 months? Okay, so there are something that I cannot answer, but I will give you what I know. So for the beginner, first of all, each class, each class. So level one, there are many classes. Each class is normally less than 15 people in one class, you know. So you will be studying with another like 14 or less than 14 students in your classroom. But if you are asked how many beginners, then there are a lot of people, which I cannot tell. But what I'm seeing from the data, of course, depending on the school, 50 people or 100 people start from the level one. And how proficient after the first level. It's also based on your skills or based on the school, but I would say you will be able to complete at least how to order food, how to ask locations, and some small talk with the like native Korean. So that's what I can tell if you complete the level one, level 3 months. But when I also see the like what they teach, especially there are a lot of materials. So if you study hard, you will be able to communicate with the Korean, like small talk, the like ice break talk. That's also possible, like asking the weather, what's planned for the next week, what did you do last week, those like things. I think you can cover those things for the level one. But once again, it's totally depending on the school's learning system, and also your effort and then your background in Korean skills. Okay. All right. Can you save this live? Yes, I will for sure save it. And then you can also watch it our YouTube channel and here Instagram as well. I will for sure. I always like save it. Share house. How much does that you usually learn for? So share house, when it comes to private room, you need to spend in US dollar. You need to spend about 650 US dollar per month. When it comes to share house, average I would say 500 or 550 USD per month. But of course, there are a little bit like expensive option or a little bit cheaper option, but that's like kind of my uh, 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 average price. All right. Can try look for Airbnb. Yes, that's totally also fine. Yes. I hope I can answer everything. From the Saharin, normally it is quite hard to get scholarship for languages course, right? Yeah, I mean, like getting a scholarship is in general is gonna be very, very hard. Because first of all, I don't really know about the program, but secondly, commonly, it's gonna be not easy. That's what I can tell. You know. Yes, it's a cacao. My friends gave it to me. I used it since 2017. It's very good question. From the LMX scheme, do we need to translate our documents because I'm from the French speaking country? Yes, yes. So what Korean university accept in terms of the language on the paper is either Korean, English, Chinese, or Japanese. So they have normally, I would say 99% they will accept documents in Korean, English, Japanese, and Japanese and Chinese. So when it comes to you, I think like either preparing the documents in Korean or English is necessary. So you need to do that. All right, all right. Oh, very good question from the Valerie. I want to go to Korea on September, I guess this year. When should I start the process? Right now. Right now. I want you to contact us right now and asking and preparing all the documents now. When it comes to September, like I said, the application date is gonna be from the June, starting from June and finishing in July. So if you want to come to September, you need to provide everything in between June and July. In order to prepare your documents for June and July, I want you to, I guess, preparing from now. So contact us now, as always. If you are saying next year, September 2023, then there is a bunch of time. So my recommendation, you can still asking us now, but maybe January of next year would be good time. Once again, at least I want you to contact us at least 6 months ahead, but we are still accepting March 2022 student. So asking us right now, preparing all the documents fast, then you will be able to studying from the March of 2022 this year. Is it hard to interact with the student if I don't know Korean? So when it comes to your classmate, you will be forced in the school. You will be forced to use Korean because some of the people cannot use English or your language. Then you will be able. You should be able to. You need to speak with them in Korean. But it will be also like help you to improve your Korean skills. In the meantime, if you're saying about interacting with another people, another Korean student, then yes, having a Korean skill is much beneficial. But young generations, they tend to speak English a bit. So if you have like an English skill a little bit, then it will help you to communicate with them. Okay, so if you know Korean, then for sure it will be beneficial for sure in order to interacting with a classmate in your class or Korean student in the campus or outside the campus. But at least having an English skill will also help you to communicate with the people in Korea. Another question from the YouTube K 1999. Will Korea still let us in if we have our student visa, but they close the borders? Uh, Normally, in general, Korea never closed the borders since the from the beginning, except like the people from the Wuhan province at the very beginning, or uh, political issue. We have some countries we have the political issue. Other than that, we don't really have any. We don't really like stop people entering Korea from the outside. Okay, so even currently, you can come to Korea without visa. That's also possible. But if you have like Korean student visa, then you will be welcome. You will be welcomed to come to Korea. So once again, except this small part, Korea never stopped people coming from outside. Okay, so that's why we helped like a student. Last year, we helped like almost over 500 people to come to Korea to study Korean in last year, 2021. Hello, is it possible to get part-time job with the student visa? Yes, I already answered it. So first 6 months, no, with the student visa. But after the first 6 months, you will be able to study. You will be able to work as a part-timers, like up to 10 hours per week, or up to 20 hours per week. I answered that questions. Minimum requirement, I already answered it. Minimum age 18 years old and having a high school diploma. So two minimum requirement in order to get our Korean program. All right, all right. I hope I answered everything. Oh, it's very complicated question from the Bay Josh. I have not been vaccinated. May I still apply to them? So you can for sure apply for our program, but I really strongly recommend you to get a vaccine in order to kind of enjoy your life in Korea. Because these days we also apply vaccine pass, uh, which will I can stop you going some places or enjoy your life in Korea. So there are very, of course, when you come, the vaccine pass could be gone, or there are better circumstances. But based on now, not having the vaccine pass, not having vaccine, the shot, will not mm, will affect you a lot. So that's why I really, if you want to come to Korea and staying 3 months, 6 months or more, then I really strongly recommend you get a vaccine. Otherwise, there will be many, many restrictions. Okay, so applying is possible. All right. From the Rajamidas, whenever we are accepted into Korean university, does university provide the Korean program, or do we need to find it by ourselves? So I don't know whether you are already accepted in the Korean university, but like I said, when it comes to Korean program in the university, uh, that's the Korean program. But when it comes to just like degree seeking course, if I don't know whether you already accepted or not, then you need to ask the. It's not education. Mm, so if you already got accepted from the Korean university, I don't know which major, but there would be some Korean program in your Korean major, in your in your university. But when it comes to our service, is to provide the Korean program in the university. So it's solely it's like a it's Korean program. So the reason that I keep saying Korean university or university in Korea, because only the university can issue the student visa. When it comes to private school, like Alexis Korea or EF Korea, I don't think they can issue the student visa because they are private schools. Not issuing student visa meaning you can study less than 90 days with the with your like own visa or no visa based on your country. Hello. Okay, it's already 9 a.m. Let me check if I answer everything or not. Another question from LMX. Do Korean students help foreigners student to study Korean as well? So our program, of course, will be taught by the teacher, but many of the universities has like a mentor program. So mentor is being the Korean student in their university will also help you to help you to kind of live in Korea and studying Korean part. So simply, so most of the university has a mentor program which will match uh, you and Korean students. So they what they do is they meet like once in a week, or once in a 2 week, or once in a month, online or offline, because of the COVID, and then like communicate like and asking this and that question, Korean culture, and sometimes you guys meet together and then having a dinner or lunch together and going or visiting some places together. So there are special programs like that, but in general, Korean program is taught by the teacher, of course. I hope I answer you. I hope I answer. I understand your question correctly. Oh my God, I'm pretty much covered all the questions. Let me see if there's another thing that I can do. Oh, you. Oh, okay. I can answer you these good questions. Okay, first thing from the Soraya. How soon can you move into the dormitory before the start of the class? I think. Then these days, each school is different. But these days, 1 week ahead. So let's say, for example, if your class will start now, like January 13th, today, then you will be able to enter the dormitory like a week ahead, like last week, last Friday. But of course, once again, each school is slightly different. But I would say 1 week ahead, 10 days ahead, or ish. Okay. Actually, it's 2:30 a.m. in my country. Oh, sorry about it. We are now 9:06 a.m. in Korea, January 13th of Thursday, right? Thursday. Yeah. Normally, I do live streaming at the end of the week. Sorry, at the end of the month. Like normally, last Wednesday of the each month. That's what. Sorry, last Thursday each month. But this day, today, I opened it. I'm doing the live streaming because this is New Year. Why don't I just answer your question for studying Korean in Korea 2022 in Korea? You may have your new resolution with it. I want to go this year to Korea, improve my Korean skill, etc. So why don't I, do the live streaming, which I enjoy a lot, and hoping that I can answer you guys, real time. So that's why I turn on my live streaming in YouTube and Instagram. And your questions are very good. Has been very have been very good. And then let me answer a couple of more questions, and I will turn off and then go back to my normal work. Okay, very good question from the Anna. Can I know what kind of documents I need? So let me give you very basic and simplified documentation. So like I said, you can study without visa, with visa. So when it comes to without visa, so you need to apply, you need to provide application form from the school, copy of your passport, your picture, passport kind of type, and the education documents with or without apostille. So that's like four main things in order to uh, for very basic documents when it comes to studying without a visa. With the visa, meaning like study over 6 months, including the four things, you might need to also translate with apostille in English or Korean, and bank statements or resume to see bank statement with over 10,000 US dollar in your bank, and the resume or CV provide how you have been before offering the Korean skills, Korean courses. So that's the minimal minimized application documents when it comes to studying without visa and with visa. And once again, each school has more, pretty much more than that. So let us know at info@gogohanguk.com, or you can email us. You can use our contact form. Where's contact form is in our bio. When you come to our SNS, there are a special link with our bio in our bio section, there are, when you click the special link, you will be able to send us your contact form, or you can ask us about our online course and etc. Or you can just go to like gogohanguk.com and see the contact form. uh, from the LMX for the picture document. Can we have our hijab, or we need to take it off like in France? So I would say it's like passport type. So when it comes to passport type, if you wear those things, then you can still have it on your picture. If not, you need to take off. Okay, so that's gonna be very simplified answer. Okay. I guess I should answer one more question because it's very important. When I go to Korea to learn Korean through Gogo Hanguk Us, will I be able to explore Korean on my own? Yes, totally possible. And I personally recommend you guys do that. When I do orientations with our students every term, I normally tell them to maximize your time in Korea. So we help you guys to come to Korea, and after arriving Korea, it's totally on your own. Enjoy your life, doing, visiting many places in Korea and studying Korean, improve your Korean skill is totally up to you. You having hard time to prepare and then saying that, oh, this is too expensive, the tuition is too expensive. When you arrive in Korea, the expectation and really real situation is like a little bit different as always. So, but how to admit those like situation is totally up to you. So that's why I always recommend you to go out to interact with the Korean people, visit many places, do this, do that. But you need to have your will and passion to do so, which is not easy. I know that. So, exploring Korea by yourself, totally fine. I would recommend for you to do so. Okay. Let me see. I think I covered pretty much everything. Okay. Then let me answer this question from the Menekieko 911. Hi, what if we applied for 2 sessions, spring and summer, yes, but suddenly cannot continue the second session? Is it possible to get refund? Uh, in general, yes. So for example, you applied 2 terms, spring and summer. You studied this, and you cannot continue your studying in summer term. So if you tell us or tell school before the second term, you will be able to get full refund from the tuition. Yes, full refund of the second tuition. But let's say you already started the second term, right? In the middle of the second term, you can cancel. Yes, you can cancel, but it's not gonna be full refund. So there will be a refund policy based on the school. But before starting the second term, yes, you will be able to get the full refund of the second term. Okay. Uh, okay. From the Sophie, is it possible to do a 3 month program on a tourist visa? Yes. If there is 10 days quarantine, yes. Will I need to longer visa? Yes and no. So, like I said, the program, 3 months program. I say like 3 months program simply just because easy to say. But 3 months program is actually 10 weeks. 10 weeks. Okay, so 3 weeks, 3 months means like we normally say 3 months because it's easy to say, but program itself is only 10 weeks. So you can get the 10 days quarantine and then doing the 10 days, 10 weeks program and going back. So that's totally possible. So you do not need to, if you only want to study only one term, but you do not need to have a longer visa. If you want to only study one term under the tourist visa, that's totally fine. Okay. All right. Beside of Seoul, Busan, and Jeju Island, that seems nice to visit. Yes, I would like to go there if I get a chance. Of course, once again, I normally recommend you guys to explore. You know, uh, always. You know. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Then I think I covered everything. Oh my God, that was not bad. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. And sunshine. You know, it's here too bright, I guess. So thank you so much for. If I'm a foreigner, can I still teach English or Arabic in Korean? Uh, that's something that I cannot answer, but there are many needs in terms of the teaching English. But somebody already answered it. It's gonna be not easy if you are not like a English speaking country. If you are not from the English speaking countries, but still, I don't know the information exactly. All right. So thank you so much for joining live streaming today. My name is Eddy. I'm from the Gogo Hanguk, uh, and we are helping you guys to come to Korea to study Korean. So we will help you also in 2022. We will do our best to support you guys. You know, and just let us know if you if I miss your questions or if I miss your questions. Please let us know at info@gogohanguk.com even after this live streaming. Once again, I will keep this live streaming opened, in our Instagram account and in our YouTube channel here, so you can watch it later. And I'm going to back to my work, and then I will do another live streaming in 2 weeks, the last Wednesday, last Thursday every month. Okay, thank you so much. I hope you guys having a great time, great day, great night. 1 a.m. in Belgium. Okay, it's not too late. Not it's okay. We are 9:17 a.m. I did live streaming over 1 and 20 minutes around. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day, great night, great afternoon. Bye bye. See you in 2 weeks ish. Right? All right. Let me turn on the YouTube first. 2:40